because the policy of redesigning the currency was seen in some circles as an attempt to undercut Tinubu, who had stashed away a lot of money, basically to buy the elections. So in the end, that didn't stop him. He still was able to spend stupendous amounts. It'd be interesting to see how INEC, this chairman, basically would account for the conduct of the 2023 elections, because those elections really stink. Yeah. What makes it sort of easy, for Mahmood, the INEC chairman, is that he comes from a country where shame does not stick. The man should epitomize shame, in Nigeria. I thought that Morrissey, who at some point oversaw INEC, was the most shameless INEC chairman that I was going to see in my lifetime. The way that Mahmood ran the 2023 elections makes Morrissey come across as a holy shaman.
He can go on the weakness down and do what he wants. I don't think much happens. I think in the case of I think it was just personal. He definitely was after Tinubu, and from some accounts, he's actually, someone like Shuri said that he, went after him as a Shuri and also sent people to tell him that I'm going to deal with you. So maybe he did that to Tinubu, I'm going to deal with you. But
what do you make of the mood in Nigeria? The current mood in Nigeria. So this is my read of things, right? Somehow Nigerians have a way of acclimatizing to difficulty, to harshness. However harsh the reality, Nigerians sort of adjust. And sometimes they make light of their situation. So you see videos of people going in wheelbarrows, a beautiful woman who leaves her apartment and, seems to be walls into her car, but there's a wheelbarrow that she gets on and the guy wheels her away as a way of responding to the had to afford price of fuel and so on. A cushion for the suffering that Nigerians are going through, that they have been going through under Buhari and that they are going through at the present moment. So I wouldn't be surprised if there is a blow up, if there is an explosion in the country, unexpected, especially amongst young people who came out in great numbers to vote in the 2023 elections and who saw their voices basically put to the side, stolen, dispossessed. As I speak to people in the country, there is this attitude of helplessness. And when young people feel like they've been pushed to the walls and they are helpless, and they find that not so many of them are going to be able to run off to foreign countries, I think that is going to be a potentially explosive situation.
Yeah, there's always the potential for that. I think eventually you're going to, with young people especially, you're going to have, at some point in time, there'll be something. Mm-hmm. I'm 100% sure that I bet whatever it is that there'll be something. What it would be, I don't know, because it is I have all these people who wake up and they turn to ethnic champions and tell you that Tinubu is the man for the job now and all that stuff. And I say, look, nobody goes through this level of, goes through all this to get an election. Bribe, cheats, pays people, who has done all these things. And somehow, some way, it will be the first person who has gone to this length. It will be the first person who has gone to this length who you feel wants to either improve the country or improve a lot of your ethnic group or the Yorubas is going to be greater than our, it's like, did he do that in Lagos?
The emergence of Tajuddin Abbas as the Speaker of the House and Godswill Akpabio. So it's interesting that Tinubu, there was some seeming opposition to this slate of candidates that he endorsed, and his candidates won handily. I think that there's something to be said for Tinubu, that he knows his political game, at least to the extent that that political game is played in Nigeria, that he knows how to deploy resources, strength, carrots, and so on and so forth to get his way in places. Now, I think that so on the one hand, it's good that a party is fully in charge, that the party machinery has its own officers in place at every level of governance, so that they can say, we're clicking on all cylinders, we have a certain agenda, we're going to be able to push that agenda. Of course, the risk you face also is that sometimes there's a rubber stamping of even terrible, odious policies by the president. When the Senate president and the Speaker of the House are handpicked, as it were, by the president. So that's going to be a huge test for how Tinubu's policies pan out, if it happens that in the end Tinubu continues uninterrupted as Nigeria's president.
I don't really think it matters. I just think they're all the same. Thieves, criminals. It's only if you fall on the wrong side of the whoever is a bandit with the biggest gun, then you might see something. But I don't think it matters one bit. Godswill Akpabio, all these guys. By Nigerian standards, he had a decent tenure in Akwa Ibom. But by any real objective standards of humanity, he's a criminal as well, as far as I'm concerned.
But we all know that that's the game they play. So I want us to end on this note. I'm going to read for you, for our viewers, an assessment by Michael Cohen of Bloomberg News, Bloomberg Business Magazine. So he wrote, and I quote, President Bola Tinubu has gone off to a flying start in rebooting Nigeria. Within 2 weeks of being sworn in, he's abolished costly fuel subsidies and signaled that he will overhaul a dysfunctional currency system, allow foreign investors to repatriate their profits unhindered, and make electricity more available and affordable. Then last Friday, the president suspended controversial central bank governor Godwin Emefiele, who was subsequently detained by Nigeria's State Security Service. Emefiele's exit could usher in more orthodox approach toward monetary policy. During his tenure, the central bank loaned billions of dollars to the government, helping push public debt to a record $164 billion, and oversaw a complex system of multiple exchange rates that drove businesses and citizens alike to the black market. So, that is the take of Bloomberg Business Magazine. And I think that we're going to see in the coming weeks, I think the shape of Tinubu's economic policies.
My free advice to Bloomberg they should do a little background check on that guy that wrote the article. That's my free advice. Go check it out. You will thank me when you're done. Go check it out, man.
Wow. All right. So thank you very much for joining us on this episode. And we look forward to presenting another episode shortly. Have a brilliant rest of the day.
All right.